Hello and welcome to the Hellraiser blog. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's blog, hit the subscribe button. Just look behind me there. I'm in Bethnal Green, the UK's capital of boxing. They're playing croquet. What is Bethnal Green coming to? God. Anyway, don't these people know there's a big fight on tonight? They should be at home analysing, gearing themselves up for a good scrap. DEONTAY Wilder, big puncher, bronze bomber, bronze medalist in the Olympics, takes on DOMINIC BREZEALE. I actually wasn't going to cover the fight because I had 2 shows in the space of about 5 or 6 days, plus a load of other fights that I've been making for the guys that I manage, and I thought I'll have a little break. I spent most of my break telling people no, I'm not going to bother doing a blog for that whenever they asked. I had too many people, so we're doing it. Right. Deontay Wilder versus DOMINIC BREZEALE. Normally I do a lot of research into the background of the fighters. I'm watching YouTube, their previous fights, normally with the commentary off, you know, the volume down. This fight I haven't. Fortunately though, I know both these boxers very well because of previous fights that they have been involved in where I've studied them previously, so I know them I would say quite well anyway. So the fight it's a bit of a weird one because you've got like 3 guys in the heavyweight division, all 3 of them, like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder, who have all sort of got a claim to being there or thereabouts the best heavyweight in the world at the moment. I still think Joshua has got his nose in front, but despite the fact that we've got these 3, so we could make these brilliant fights, and fair play to Wilder and to Fury, who got it on with each other in the summer. But yeah, I mean, I've got to say Fury's fight, it doesn't really whet my appetite. And when I heard this one, it's a decent fight, but it's not a fight that I'm going mad about. I think firstly, there's a massive misconception that Deontay Wilder is an out-and-out slugger. For me, he's absolutely not. If you watch closely, if you watch his fights, watch them in slow motion, watch them again and again, and he's actually an extremely, and you know, like he's said some comments that are just beyond, for me, beyond stupid. You know, I mean, just pure attention-seeking garbage. He wants a body. No one that's ever stepped in a ring, I'm sorry, wants to kill someone. I mean, the impact that would have on your life would be horrendous. And also, look, we're not in there. No boxers go in there to hurt each other permanently. You go in there to win, whichever way you need to win by. But I don't believe that people go in there wanting, and it's an incredibly stupid thing to have said, but it has got him loads of headlines. That was his strategy, and says something maybe about today's society, that if you want column inches in a newspaper or on a website, say something absolutely stupid and you'll get it. Anyway, so that part of his character, I mean, I've got to say, I find incredibly stupid, but as a boxer, actually Deontay Wilder is far from stupid, and he's far from one-dimensional, and he's not a come-forward one-dimensional slugger. He's very, very tricky. Punches into the gloves, punching into the arms, pulling the guard open with shots to set up other punches, and he is a phenomenal puncher. I would say that of well, in fact, any heavyweight in the world, I'd say Deontay Wilder is the most concussive puncher. More concussive than Joshua, more concussive than, well, certainly than Fury. That said, that I do see him as a very tricky, very intelligent, almost like a creative genius in terms of his attacking style. We saw him obviously draw with Fury, couldn't put Tyson Fury down for good, although it looked like it when I saw Fury hit the deck. I thought that was it. But now he fights DOMINIC BREZEALE. Now, I actually lean to, the odds actually are not that far apart, but I lean to Deontay Wilder in this fight. I'll explain to you why. DOMINIC BREZEALE, he actually trained in our gym in Limehouse. for a short while before he boxed Anthony Joshua. Very nice guy. I thought really good guy, very professional and very gutsy guy, come forward fighter. I've got to say, I mean, certainly against Joshua, coming forwards didn't work for him, and I think if he comes forward against Wilder, which I think is very likely that he will, I think that will play into Wilder's hands as well. Like I say, he's a very brave guy. He comes to stand toe to toe. He comes to get his own shots on target, and from a spectator's point of view, you want to see guys like that. You know, I mean, guys that peck and poke, they can be very skilled, but often they don't appeal to the wider audience in the way that the big punchers do, and guys that come forward and have a fight. Now, I can't see Breazeale standing and pecking and poking at Wilder, because I think if he does, then he walks into big trouble a lot earlier. I think he'll come to Wilder, and I think that will play into Wilder's hands. Wilder is an expert at not just slipping punches but countering as well with heavy punches. As soon as the punch sort of is almost literally a fraction of a second, he's already loading up. In fact, he prepares his counter before the first punch comes, and I think that he's going to land with those shots. The reason why I think he lands with them, because Wilder himself can come forwards, but for me, I think he likes people who actually come at him, who come to him, or at least stand still and try and have a fight. And I think in Breazeale, that's what you're going to have. And that will allow Wilder, because no point being the most powerful puncher out there if you can't land a punch. And that is probably what the case was for much of the fight with Tyson Fury, which incidentally I actually thought Fury won that fight. But against someone like Wilder, I think you're going to see Wilder drawing Breazeale into him, and Breazeale will come to him, and Breazeale will probably get carried away with the one-sided nature of the fight early on, but Wilder will line him up, and I think he could even line him up for a big shot early on. And if he hits him and catches, if Wilder catches Breazeale with a solid shot early on, that could be the end of the fight. If you remember against Joshua, Breazeale fought for the centre of the ring from early on. He pushed Joshua back. He looked to unload with big shots early. And if you do that against Joshua, I'm absolutely certain he'll do it against Wilder. The difference being that for me, Joshua's got a bit more technical boxing ability than Wilder. He's a bit better at pecking and poking and sort of keeping a guy at range for a few rounds at the start of a fight. I think with Wilder, you're going to see a guy that sees openings, that goes for them, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if he actually catches Breazeale early. Breazeale must have been massively disappointed at how the Joshua fight went, and probably learnt a lot in that fight. I mean, although he wasn't like a new pro when he fought him, he had boxed mainly at a substantially low level, and really you could say the same for Wilder for his first sort of the first sort of 3 years, you know, of his career. He was, I mean, I remember him against Audley Harrison, where Audley Harrison certainly wasn't a low level technically, Olympic Games gold medalist, but he clearly had very little left. And I mean, he was one that got caught early by Wilder, and paid a heavy price for being open, caught on the ropes and knocked out. My feeling is Wilder will allow Breazeale to try and walk him down, and he'll cock his left hook or right hand, probably the left hook, and he'll have it premeditated before Breazeale actually throws his shot. He'll know what he's going to counter with, and you'll see the shot. He will see the shot coming, slip, and come back with a left hook. And I think he'll probably be firing on like 100% in his shots early on, trying to take Breazeale out of there. So I'm going to say I'm going to actually go for Deontay Wilder in 3 against Breazeale. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the blog. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon on the Hellraiser blog. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.